Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Friday morning. I know everybody's glad that this week's about over and getting ready for a big weekend, and we'll just work around the weather and just do the best we can. Our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. High today is going to be 75 and low 61. Just typical spring weather. Water temperature is up to 62 degrees now. It's creeping on up. And the great thing about the first week or two in March, today's March the 13th, and first thing about, about halfway through March, and that's really the worst weather comes the first part of March, and we're about to get most of that stuff behind us, hopefully. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Looking on the screen there, we're looking at a low tide at 1:45 this morning and a high tide at 3:28. Today is Friday the 13th, and we're looking at a good strong tide today and tomorrow on into Sunday. Some really good spring tides. Let's go ahead and do our. Let's go ahead and talk to. I got Captain Blair Morgan on the phone. Let's go ahead and talk to him. Let's get a report. We haven't talked to Blair in a little while, and we're going to get a report of what's going on down that way. Good morning, Blair.
Good morning, Winston. How are you?
Buddy, I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing good.
Well, I know, everybody, we just sitting on the edge of our seats about getting ready to get out and do something. It's been a little sporadic and all, a little spotty lately up here. What about down your way?
Well, these fish are in transition right now. They're trying to move out of the creeks and the canals and everything and move out, in the flats and the bay. A friend of my neighbor, he was going up here in the canal just catching all the sheephead he wanted every day. And then all of a sudden he went, he can't even catch one. So they're gone. So they're moving out of the canal. And I was on the beach this past weekend and talked to some people surf fishing, and the most I heard anybody or talked to that caught anything was one whiting.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So it's slow over here.
Yeah, and I'm hearing the same thing all over. In fact, I've recapped some of the winter fishing with some of the captains I've talked to that does it for a living, and they said it's been a pretty tough winter for everybody.
Well, it has, but the weather's been just so unpredictable, and it's been really cold. So
yeah,
I think it set everything back a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think so. All right, Blair. So we're right here in the middle of this month of March. What do you anticipate coming up here in last part of March and first part of April? What you looking for to pop out?
Fishing-wise?
Yeah.
Well, of course, the Spanish, they'll be showing up just any time. And pompano. And I don't know where the trout's been all winter, but they'll show up somewhere.
Well, we're going to, that's just trout. I think been the most mysterious part of all of it to me. They never did really stage up to get up in those creeks or stage right at the mouth of the creek, and that's what a lot of guys have been talking about. What the trout's has been unusual this past winter.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them, Winston.
Yeah.
They just kind of like to disappear or something. But warm up a couple of degrees, everything will get back in high gear again. Especially if the weather's straightened out. That's
right, and that's one of the great traits of the outdoorsmen like us. We just know it's going to be good soon, and we just can't wait. So I'll be touching base with you pretty soon. We've got spring break coming up. When does Gulf County take their spring break? Do you know?
It's I think it's next week or week after next.
All right, good deal. We'll do some serious fishing then.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much, Blair.
Hey, Winston.
We'll see you later. All right, man. All right, Captain Blair Morgan with Blue Water Outriggers there. Let's go ahead and, while we got this on this segment here with weather and times and all, let's go ahead and do our fish and game forecast brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Mark's number is right there, 832-6000. And our times today, we're looking at from 6:35 to 8:35 this morning, and then we're looking at this afternoon, well, actually late in the evening, from 7:02 to 9:02. That's some good times right there. So we'll take our first break and be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this Friday morning. I hope you're planning some good outdoor activities this afternoon and maybe through the weekend, it'll be just a lot of fun getting out. It always is. I just look forward to outdoor weekends like a lot of y'all do. Let's take a look. I've got some pictures here. The latest buzz, of course, been the sharks and all. I pulled out some old notes of it on some. This comes from International Shark Attack File, which is located in Gainesville, and it's really a neat place down there. They do all the research and all, but I've got 3 little slides to show you. The first one here, look on up there on the screen. You're talking about the counties that has the total number of attacks, and way at the bottom is Bay County with 7 attacks. Now this, I don't think this has been updated recently. We haven't had any, of course, attacks lately, but on the fatal attacks, it just attributes 1 to Bay County in 1988. You remember I showed you that newspaper article from 1959 where the diver was taken, so we don't have that one on there. And then this 88 one, I'm not sure. I know we had that one in 1994, 93 over by Shell Island. So to my research, I think we have 3 fatal attacks, which would put us in first place on fatal attacks in Florida. But we don't, of course, we don't want our tourists and Chamber of Commerce to know this. But anyway, that was just interesting, and I'm going to do some more research on that, see if they included that, because a lot of times they just go on information that we send them as the citizens. Okay, and this next is just a little pie chart here about the different sharks that do the attacks in Florida. And this is the main ones, of course, would be the bull shark on the lower right-hand corner, and then also the black tip is up there. Is bull sharks on the lower right-hand corner, then black tip, and then actually the lemon shark. Okay, now, and then this last one over here. Basically, this I like this one because it shows you what type of people are attacked by sharks here in Florida, as far as swimmers or fishermen and all. And looking on the far right-hand corner, for this is latest research from from 2009, and you're talking about in the blue line, that's the regular swimmers and all. That's sort of hard to see, but the regular swimmers, the people that's recreational swimmers. Okay. Then the red one on the far right, that's going to be the people wading out, and then way down the bottom green, the divers actually are the safest, and then the last one on the far right is the people just coming in and out of the water. Okay, and of course this is one of my favorite shark pictures here locally, sent to me down from Carabel, and it just shows that sharks eat each other, and this is it just shows the veracity of what they can do and all. So I'm going to show you that one. And now I want to Spanish mackerel fishing. Let's go in and talk about this a second, because you know we talked about it the other day on the show. It was coming up. Some really good Spanish mackerel fishing is coming up. And I took my class out to the pier a year before last, and we did some research, and we fished with the gotchas. Remember I showed you the gotchas on the show? And that's that plug, the casting plug, ideal for the pier. And what we did, we just fished with different colors, and we wasn't doing the research. We were just fishing, but we just kept up with who caught fish and everything. And I don't know if you can see this on the board, but we rode on the board. When everybody got back, we just rode on the board, and all the classes got together. I don't expect you to read all this, but we used different colors. See on the lower right-hand corner, this is my board and classroom. This is different colored gotchas that we used, and different fish and all that we caught with orange and with different color combinations. And now this will show you a little bit more. The next slide will be a little bit better. We caught 169 Spanish that way. I mean, that particular day, fishing the same way. The yellow, okay, now we caught 51. See the circles? That's the total number of Spanish we caught with different colors. And we had a 51 and 50. Look with those colors. Okay, so I'm on the last slide. I'm going to show you colors that got first place. All right, see that color? That's the first place color, the second place color, and the third place color. And the ones on the right just didn't do the job that day. But you can see that orange and silver really look good, and the gold was second place, and then the yellow and silver was third place. And I just thought that was a neat thing to do. We're going to try to do that again this year. It's just really, really fascinating, and we'll try to take another field trip to the pier and do some research, is what we call it. We're not going fishing. We're going to do some research for our classes. I want to take this a moment right now, and I'm really excited about talking about this. I want to welcome a lot of new sponsors are coming on Panhandle Outdoors, and I'm so thankful and so excited about it. First of all, if I started putting them together last night, I'm just going to name them real quick, and so you'll know. I called our hat lady, Leslie Griffin, has come on, and with Shadowbox, and she's been on the show with big hats and all. And those are really nice. I'm impressed with them. I'm gonna get me one. So welcome to her. All Seasons Heat and Air, Adam and Wayne Beach, good folks there, good, dependable, honest people, and we're glad to have them on the show. C-Deck had Will on this week. sea deck for your boats. I've already had some people excited about seeing them on the show. They've already called me and told me they're going to take their boats over there. Folks got some older boats, and I promise you it's going to look like a brand new boat when they finish with it. That's some exciting stuff. That's some quality sponsors. Hart's Marine's coming on. Bubba Hart's been trying to get him for a while, and Bubba he sees a lot, and he's coming on. We're glad to have them coming on. Lottie Ballavon, she's coming up on 231. I went and visited them last week and shot a video, and we're gonna get a spot coming from it, and I'm so excited. They're good out. Talking about some outdoor folks now. That whole office staff, the whole store staff up there, they were showing me pictures and all deer and fish and everything. So exciting about having them on. Got 2 more people waiting in the wings, just waiting for us to go shoot some commercials. That's 7 new sponsors coming on Panhandle Outdoors. I'm thankful. I thank God for those folks coming on, and the quality of the people, the common denominator. They're quality people. They're small business in the Florida Panhandle. And folks, I've tried to hire salesmen in the past to go out and sell me some spots and all, just and give them a commission, and it just hadn't worked out. And I just flat out don't have time to go out and beat the bushes and I just not enough time in the day to do all the things I do. And but that's the lifeblood of our show is our sponsors, and we've just been blessed. They've called us up, they've watched the show themselves and see it, and it's a testimonial as to what all is going on. So I'm very thankful of that. Thank y'all so much and all. Okay? So we're excited about it. All right, we're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. Glad you're with us now. I'll be remiss not to mention my original old sponsors. They've been with us since day one, and I haven't lost one of them. I'm very thankful for them, and I have yet to have a sponsor ever come to me and say, hey, Winston, I can't advertise anymore on your show because nobody's watching it. We've had some people rotating in and out because that's been their schedule, but we've never lost a sponsor because of viewers like y'all that have been so supportive, and I do appreciate that. I just wanted to pass that on this Friday morning. Real quick, I couldn't help but think about drones this week. I saw a little segment on drones. From day one, we started talking about drones for outdoor activities. We were way back, way before they started hitting the TV and all, and talked about hunting and all, being able to see things with these drones. And I wrote down. I tried to we try to be creative in class. And we're trying to talk about uses of drones. And one of the things I talked about. We can start using them now if they're strong enough and big enough. These shark fishermen always have the rookie on the team. They're the ones at midnight have to paddle in a kayak, paddle out there at midnight about 300 yards and drop that bloody bait out, and that's a risky job, really, if that thing turns over the wave. So you could actually have a drone to actually go out there and just drop that bait. So that's one use for them for fishing. Looking for cobia. Now all these things are going to happen. Looking for cobia. A lot of times you're going to start seeing these captains and the charter captains doing that kind of stuff. I promise you. I saw a video. A guy had a drone and had a fishing line coming from it. He was in a pond, real fishing pond, and it had an orange cork fishing. And he actually got a bite on that, and he raised it when the cork went down. He raised the drone up, and pulled up a brim. And it's fascinating. I saw where they had a spring break and all of the craziness out at the beach. They had a fight the other night, and I was thinking that if the police had a couple of drones, they could identify a lot of the perpetrators. So all kind of uses for drones, but I'd like to look on the positive side. You're going to see a lot more development in the outdoors of drones. I just wanted to mention that. Now, we've got a National Wild Turkey Federation up there in Bluntstown tomorrow night. Don't forget it. It's going to be at 6 o'clock at the Neal Civic Center. Also, I wanted to mention youth turkey hunt, of course, is this weekend. I was looking, trying to find some places on public land, and I was fascinated. I didn't know it was this many acres and all here, just in the Florida Panhandle. Now, I found a list of them. I'm going to just quickly tell you the places you can go on public land and turkey hunt, okay, tomorrow. The Apalachicola Wildlife Management Area has 581,000 acres. That's Franklin, Leon, Liberty, Wakulla. Apalachicola River Wildlife Area has 56,000 acres over in Franklin, Gulf County. Chipola River is Calhoun and Jackson. That's 9,000 acres. Choctawhatchee River Management Area, 57,000 acres. Bay Homes, Walton. Econfina Creek, 41,000 acres in Washington Bay and Jackson. I wanted to put Eglin in there because I know a lot of you guys on the western end of the Butte areas goes into Eglin. Eglin has 250,000 acres that you can hunt. Joe Bud over right on the edge of Gaston County. It is a really neat place. It has 11,000 acres. A friend of mine, granddaddy was Joe Bud, and He was a wealthy man from the tobacco industry way back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. And he has some beautiful land right on Lake Talcott, and we've been there before. They just took it for granted. But the family sold it to the state, and so it belongs to all of us now. Joe Budd, and I don't want to let 20 people hunt it, and I can promise you, a lot of those guys, those 20 people, are going to be connected in Tallahassee. That's just how that works and all. They're going to actually draw the 20 names. Pine Log. I didn't realize they open for turkey now. 6,000 acres over in Pine Log. You can camp and hunt, and that's a good experience. And one more, Point Washington, 15,000 acres in basically Walton County. But I started adding that up last night. I said, that's a lot of acres. And look here, folks, what the final tally is. One in Panhandle public land to hunt, 1,058,927 acres right here in the Panhandle. That's a lot of land you can hunt, over 1 million acres in our counties right here. That's exciting to me. One of the things you can, if you wanted to, I didn't even add up the acres next to us over in Leon and Escambia, Santa Rosa County. There's a bunch more. I bet it's getting close to almost 2 million here in northwest Florida from Tallahassee to Pensacola. So that's awesome for this area to have that kind of stuff, okay? So don't let not having anywhere to go hold you back from hunting or fishing or anything. All right, now, next thing I'm going to bring up, and take a youth this weekend if you get an opportunity to take a youth, but be careful in public land. Do be careful on turkey hunting, all right? Now, let's get ready for our famous Friday fishing forecast that's coming up. But first, we always want to draw, and we've had, our winters lately just been so appreciative. We about got notes every weekend from folks thanking us and Tarpon Dock, and like I said, I've been down there. They got some great seafood, and in fact, my daughter got some shrimp the other day, Wendy did, and they had a great little cookout with some shrimp. All right, that's going to be the winner of the $20 gift certificate at Tarpon Dock. You just go down there, and I'll call the name in after the show. And the winner is Jeanette Shettles from Panama City. Jeanette Shettles, okay? I'm going to put $20 right here. And now the big red snapper. And we got some, boy, the snapper, I was going to mention this now. The snapper season is looking better. All the meetings they're having, the states they've done a great job this week at the meetings, and we're okay for our state waters. And the federals, now they've increased their quota, and we're going to get more on that later, but it's looking better than it did a while back. All right, here we go for the winner. I'm going to go way down to the bottom. Remember, you can enter anytime these contests we're having. And the winner for that is Rayford Neighbors. Rayford Neighbors right there. They don't have a location, so I'm assuming he's somewhere in the Panhandle. Rayford, congratulations. So we're going to get ready for our famous Friday fishing forecast. So give us a minute to set up, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, folks. We're on the famous Friday fishing forecast, and also a report on what's been going on recently, which hasn't been a whole lot. I get tickled at everybody trying to scratch their head and figure out what's going on. It's just slow right now. There's nothing secret about it. It's been slow on all fronts. I'm getting some decent reports coming in, but not a lot of them. So let's start on the eastern end of the viewing area. We're looking toward Carabel, and over toward Carabel, we just the best report down there. They're catching some sea bass right offshore. So and pretty close too, they're saying. So sea bass is always good to eat. Good white meat and really, really good. Apalachicola Bay, the fish that's being caught in Apalachicola Bay now has been the flounder, but there's been some commercial guys getting them. It's not, a lot of recreational folks don't get out in this kind of weather the last couple of weeks, but last week we had I saw some good pictures of some really nice catches of flounder by some commercial guys out of Apalachicola. Of course, so the fish markets are really looking for the flounder now. Mexico Beach, you heard, well, let's go to St. Joe Bay. You heard Captain Blair Morgan earlier. It's just slow in St. Joe Bay. They've even, the sheephead has left the canal. And here's the story on the sheephead this year. They came in early. Remember, they catch them early, and they left early. So usually this time of year we're still catching a lot of sheephead. But all the reports along the coastline, we're not catching very many sheephead. And it's slowing down some too. So they've gotten, his neighbor, like you said, was catching them on a regular basis, then it just cut off. All right, Mexico Beach, Mitch Coleman, Captain Mitch Coleman is at Florida Days Adventures, still taking folks out catching red snapper. And of course, they're catching and releasing, but they're able to keep some other fish for their meals and all. But they're having a good time. I've seen some good pictures on that. All right, let's go to Panama City. Looking in here, Panama City. I'm going to zoom up in here. The big thing on Panama City, Everybody's waiting all along the coastline. Everybody's waiting for the Spanish. All right, we're waiting for these Spanish to come in here, and it's just going to be an exciting time when it does. But now we've had one report from the pier of catching pompano. That was last Saturday morning, about mid-morning, 8 pilings out, live shrimp, no secret to it. And some folks from Alabama came down and did it. So, but here in Panama City, the pompano, like I said, have not. We caught those early. That is unusual to catch pompano before you catch the Spanish mackerel. The Spanish mackerel are usually the first ones. But when they come in now, if you're looking on the chart on the here. Talked about this before. Coming in here, you're gonna catch them, of course, out in here first. But what you're looking for is once they come in the channel here, if you want to fish from shore, you can fish here from Deepwater Point. Come in through the state park. That's some excellent fishing there. I've caught many a Spanish mackerel right there, just waiting. I've gone out there, you know, before I really walked in from the parking lot back here. Okay, and once they get in here, I had a captain tell me last year he limited out in Grand Lagoon. He didn't even have to get out of Grand Lagoon. But once they start moving around now, they're going to start, the best places to catch them, you're going to catch them along Beach Drive. You're going to catch them up here around Redfish Point. My favorite spot is just getting in a big circle right out here. And you see a lot of the boats doing this sort of circle back and forth up in here. And once you do, you just sort of get in line and just wait for things to happen. It's really a lot of fun. Let me jump over to Choctawhatchee Bay real quick. I want to get back to St. Andrew. Shalimar Bridge, we're catching a few sheephead this past week, okay? That's the only report I have from Choctawhatchee Bay. But getting back to these Spanish mackerel, they will get way on up into the bay system. I've caught them up in North Bay out in front of my house. I've actually caught some Spanish mackerel. So be aware of that. It's going to be some exciting times. We're right on the verge. This weekend might have a bit of rainy weather, so just dodge it if you can and get outdoors and do some fun things with your friends and your family. And as always, you know, be careful and watch what you're doing, especially out there doing a youth turkey hunt. So we're going to wrap it up here for this week of Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate the viewership. Appreciate you supporting our sponsors. You have a great day today. Always do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.